Employees of Gold Cross Ambulance and Luke's One go out on the scene across the Northland and save lives. And we have the chance to go on a rescue demonstration with them. We would like to show you that now to show you exactly how they carry out their duties each and every day.
310 in Douglas County, 4 miles east of Gordon on County Road Y, north side in open field. ATV accident.
Go ahead and auto launch air medical.
Dispatch copies. Luke's One, weather status is green. They will be lifting.
What's occurred here today is an ATV accident in which an advanced life support rig has been dispatched to the scene and has just arrived. Their first thing is to assess the patient as far as airway, breathing, and circulation. They're gathering up some equipment. Also behind us we have law enforcement who is controlling the traffic and containing the scene for us to keep all unnecessary personnel away, as not to impede the patient care. The two paramedics that are on duty today are arriving. You can see right now they're assessing his airway, and his hands are on his head because they're protecting his spine right from the very beginning. They're checking to see that he's responsive or not. It seems that this patient is not responsive, so right away measures will be taken. They're placing oxygen on this patient right now and helping to maintain his airway open. One of the paramedics is handling some cables. That is the electrocardiogram monitoring system, or EKG. It's basically to monitor the heart. Everybody will have this kind of equipment, as well as a little pulse oximeter check that will go on the finger of the patient to help monitor all the vital signs. It's cold and misty, the patient is wet and on the ground, and so there are other concerns besides just the injuries that he possibly has, but environmental injuries such as hypothermia. Even on a summer day, hypothermia can be a big issue for patients. Intravenous therapy is being started at this time. These are some of the gold standards by which we all operate. The IV will be started with hopes to help restore some lost fluids that may have occurred with injury, and also it's a means by which to give medications to make the patient more comfortable and to help regulate some of the vital signs that may be off. Air Medical has been launched on this particular scene, and we can see Air Medical coming in now. And they'll be landing a few feet away from the patient just because the rotor will be turning and it generates quite a strong wind. And so they'll be landing a few feet away from the patient as to protect the patient from any rotor wash or downdraft of the propeller. They're making their slow descent and determining where the best place is to land in reference to the patient. And you can see that the paramedics continue to work feverishly in stabilizing this patient. In the case of the helicopter, there are 3 personnel on board: a pilot, a paramedic, and a nurse. Again, very much a collaboration in the team spirit that emergency services provide, whether it be within the one aircraft. We have 3 different hats. Then you add in the different layers of other EMS people like firefighters, law enforcement, communication specialists, dispatchers, and then you bring it out even further to the many, many people who volunteer their times and efforts and monies to their communities, like in Lake Nebagamon or Big Fork, Minnesota. You know, people who volunteer to be first responders and EMTs and run the local ambulance service. They're going to go from advanced life support to what we call critical care, and that's what helicopter crews bring. Now they're coming to interface, and they'll be talking and collaborating with the team on the ground. What has happened? What have they done already? And they'll do some further assessment and help to stabilize this patient. They're securing the airway now by putting in a more advanced type of airway called an endotracheal tube to help this patient breathe. One of the flight team members now is getting a long backboard. There again, that is to help stabilize the spine and help transport the patient safely. The back is also being inspected and palpated at this time for any broken glass, any debris, and also any deformities or bleeding or anything that might be otherwise unnoticed. Careful positioning of this patient, maintaining spinal alignment is going on. They're careful to make sure that the patient is in proper position, and you can see the careful and gentle handling of the patient. Now the straps will go on to help secure. They'll all get in place to carefully carry this patient. And that's another thing a backboard serves as, is not only spinal protection, but you can see it makes a nice cot or easier method by which to carry a person, because there's handles and makes it safe for not only the patient but the care providers. The patient is being loaded onto the platform, which will serve as the patient bed and will be pivoted into the aircraft and locked into place and secured. The immediate needs of the patient will be seen to and perhaps be connected to life supports, i.e. a ventilator at this time. IV fluids will be continued. Heart monitoring, and any other procedures that the crews will deem necessary at this time. The helicopter is lifting off. The scene is being cleared of what loose debris might be taking place, and the ambulance will bring itself back to its base and get back into service to attend to their next call.
We hope you enjoyed that demonstration. We'd like to thank both agencies for the inside look at the rescue demonstration. Luke's One's Mike Allen, Dale Odegaard, Michelle Whalen, Terry Stakovich, Steve Flanke, Bruce Holmes, and Rob Kozlowski, as well as Gold Cross's Nancy Berg, Chris Flatten, and Al Johnson. A big appreciation to everyone who participated.